Hey, cowboys and cowgirls, in my geometry class, I'm on page 11. I want to talk to you about Theorem 92, corollary 2. I'd like for you to write this definition down. You can pause the video and write it down, but hopefully it's a little bit clearer than what's in the book. So the definition in the book on page 11, it states a very key word called adjacent. And I'll read it here the way I wrote it. So if an altitude is drawn from the hypotenuse to the right of a right triangle, now here's our altitude, and here's our hypotenuse through our big triangle, then there is a proportion with the hypotenuse of each triangle and the long leg and the short leg. All right, so when we have two different triangles, there's a correlation or there is a proportion between the hypotenuses and the long leg, or the hypotenuse and the small leg. And what the definition of the book says uses the word adjacent. If this is the hypotenuse of the big triangle, well, we see that the short side is adjacent to it, it's right next to, and the long side is right next to the hypotenuse. So that's what they're saying. So we're seeing that there's still a relationship. I brought back our old friend, and it's labeled the same way it is in the book for on page 11 and 12. All right, ZZ, XX, the whole thing is C and B. And so what I suggest to you is, for some of the questions, if they're confusing, do two triangles and then cut one so it looks like this. And now you can have our three triangles to see which ones are proportional, okay? This might help you clear up any confusions you have. And believe me, I have to do this too. I have to make these guys, I have to do something with this so I can see it clearly sometimes. One of the questions you're going to be asked is give me the corresponding sides. So I would like for you to label, and on the question for your answer is from the largest to the medium to the smallest triangle. For example, what is the hypotenuse? Well, you can label, your answer would be C, B, and C, A, B would be your answer. If I ask you for the medium side or the larger of the legs, then you would say A, X, and Y, okay? B, Z, Y would be the smallest legs. Just to keep it straight. So there's some problems that you're going to have to do, that you're going to have to see that there's a correlation between the hypotenuse, these two hypotenuse, and the adjacent line, meaning the longer leg or the shorter leg. Okay, so each one of these there's a relationship, and that's what we've been talking about with proportions. I hope this has cleared it up. Let me know if you have any questions.